start by asking a couple of questions about your own personal experience because you are a meditation master. You teach meditation in many schools. Um, so, how did meditation help you to come closer to yourself? What is the impact of meditation in your life as a human being walking on this earth?
Yes, this is a very, very important as well as a very vast uh, question that's going to hold a little bit of the story also, I think,
Mhm.
of how and where I come from. So, meditation master, thank you. Yes, we call ourselves meditation masters, but yes, I'm still meditating every day. Every single day, I meditate upon. The objects of meditation have kept on changing. In childhood, the meditation was about the dolls and other things that I wanted as a girl, young girl. In the teenagers, the meditation was about having some kind of dress, a particular dress or a particular, object of my liking. Then in the early 20s, the meditation was on people more, who is going to say what kind of people we need in life, who is important. And the mind kept on meditating until it reached the banks of River Ganga. When it reached the banks of River Ganga, Ma Ganga washed off everything that I was meditating upon, and the mind became very, very clear. And from the banks of Ma Ganga, I could find many other things to meditate upon, like the brightly shining sun. I could meditate on the sounds of the birds. I could meditate on things that didn't move, that didn't change, that were not impermanent, that were where they were with some kind of strength. And there was no side effect of those meditation as well. So after coming to Rishikesh, the meditation was often about the nature, about creation, until I met Puja Guruji, my teacher, who initiated me into the scriptural studies. As I again mentioned, being the only woman in a monastery in Rishikesh, many ashrams and places we went to, but we were rejected for being a woman because they have their own rules. All male monastery, they may have certain legal complications or ethical or moral rules where they cannot accommodate any other woman. But he was very, very kind and compassionate to allow me to study the scriptures, and I've been meditating on the Vedas and Upanishads since then. The core text of spirituality and yoga. My favorite meditation being the meditation on the Bhagavad Gita, which is very easily and very practically applied in all walks of life. Meditation has helped me find the way to my own heart. I had the world in my heart, but it took a while to place myself in my own heart. So through meditation, I was able to hold myself in my whole own heart very dearly.
From what you say, the topic that you use for your meditation, from a Western culture, it sounds a lot like a prayer.
Yes.
How do you position meditation and
Yes.
prayers? Are they the same things?
Yes, usually the prayers or puja that we say are affirmations. So
Mm.
if we see, prayers are a very common form of meditation in all religions. And what we actually do in the prayers is we have a certain set of affirmations which include qualities and which are hopeful. So they give us hope for the day. So we set our response when we pray, that I am going to be grateful when I get something. I'm going to be kind and compassionate to everyone. I'm going to forgive everyone. So, the power of affirmation, meditation, or prayer in all cultures is very greatly experienced when we start our day and we decide how we are going to respond just in 10 minutes, 10
Mm.
minutes of prayer or 10 minutes of holding a sankalpa or saying those affirmations, we are able to, take care of the day at least, whatever things that come our way, because the mind remembers its own voice. more than what others say. When we repeat something loudly, it directly enters the ears, and we are able to remember our own voice and what we said very, very well. So,
Hmm.
yes, affirmations and the prayers go hand in hand.
Hmm. Okay. And when you teach meditation, then it is more related to some techniques than of affirmations and prayers. Is it?
Yes, so in the schools that I teach, usually the 200-hour school here in Rishikesh, the meditation is for relaxation. So meditation is divided usually in three categories: relaxation meditation, concentration meditation, and realization meditations. So what we practice in the teachers training course is the relaxation meditation. The purpose is to help the participant feel in control of one's own mind through relaxation, to allow oneself to relax deeply through yoga nidra, breathing practices, and so on.
Hmm. Okay. And if we bring this to our daily life, if we see women, we are very, very, like in every cultures, in many cultures, women feel very pulled between different directions. Families, job, or studies, we have so many commitments, so many energy we want to give. It can be hard sometimes to add one more direction, that is meditation. What
Yes.
How can meditation can help us to find the balance already between all of these things that we want to have in our lives?
Yes. To take a pause is to meditate. So when we are doing many, many things, the first step will be to be reminded to take a 10-minute pause. Don't practice any technique in that time. Do not do anything. Just for 10 minutes, sit very quietly, whether you are at workplace, whether you come back home, whether you have just finished your cleaning work or cooking work at home. Just for 10 minutes, sit with yourself. So practicing the moment of pause for the mind is the first step to be able to bring all of this together. Because once we start the pause, we know everything else is the movement. In what direction it may change, but the pause helps us with some grounding while balancing all these aspects.
It's funny because most of the time we think that, oh, I need to meditate, I should meditate, like it is something we have to do, and the pressure in some way, and
Yes,
turning it into something so simple as just take a pause, make it
yes.
very accessible for everybody at any time of the day.
Yes, I will share a very live narration. What I do is how I take pause. So every day between two of my TTC classes, I have 15 minutes break. So there is a staircase that goes from one class to the other class. So one day I sit on the first staircase. Second day I sit on the second staircase. Third I sit on the third staircase. So my mind actually enjoys, the levels of going higher and higher. The practice is same, just sitting quietly. And sometimes if students are around, I just smile, or they understand that it's the waiting time for me. But I like to use staircase when I do my pause. Or if we are at home, sometimes we can start from the ground, then we can come on the slightly upper level, then we can be on the height like a sofa or a chair. Sometimes you can also use the kitchen counter. Have you tried that? Once it is clean, for a few minutes, you can just be on the kitchen counter. There is no problem at all. You can gently sit on the kitchen counter, and the day you start doing that, cooking becomes much more fun. Of course, away from where you prepare the food, where you have the wash area and other things. So at times when I know I have to cook and there are going to be some guests, I have to do other things. Once a month at least, I tend to either take a very high stool, sit on that. There are ladders in the house. I use a ladder also sometimes to elevate. But but it's so interesting that it has helped my mind enjoy this pause in different
Hmm.
ways. So what mistake we do is we associate responsibility with womanhood, and we put it in a frame of certain do's and don'ts, removing the girl in the woman. We should never remove or separate the girl from the woman. If she has to meditate, she has to be a girl at the same time. So embracing the natural girl in her in the pause is a very good way to help her be the woman in rest of the time. So the girl in you is known by you. So you have to ensure that she does things which she likes without any boundaries.
When you talk about the girl in ourselves, do you connect this to the playful character of like how to meditate or how to be in our life in a playful
Yes,
way?
yes, 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 yes. In a playful way. For example, at times we like to help our friend with makeup. Why
Mm.
not look at her as a Devi in that time? Offer your friends to do makeup for them. If there are children in vicinity or the home, if they have functions in the schools or colleges, offer to apply some makeup for them. A very simple practice, but in that moment you can actually feel you're applying the makeup for the goddess or the Devi. So this very blissfully helps us go away from her name and just look at her in a very divine form. So offering to do makeup, which is enjoyed by all women, but in a very meditative way, by holding the Shakti as the thought in our mind and in silence doing our work, is another great way where we can bond and meditate in meditation at the same.
Hmm. I think it's a great direction to give to add more playfulness in our lives. Personally, I
Yes,
tend to be very, very serious, and sometimes I pause and I try to unfrown. I say I could do the same in a way more playful mindset, and everything
yes,
becomes more pleasant and light and joyful, way more joyful.
yes.
Could you tell us more about how does meditation work in our system, in our body, in our mind, in our hearts? Like, how does it work?
When we start meditating initially, it feels like we are doing something. But when we make it a habit, a ritual for us, it becomes a space for us to forget or to detox or to leave behind or to say to ourselves that I did something more powerful than what the event of the day was. So I meditated today itself is a very strong and a powerful statement which puts the mind in the uh, positive light. It tells the mind that no matter what happened today, because meditating on a sunny day is much more easier than on a rainy day. So I could meditate on a rainy day despite being drenched, be holding an umbrella, but I could come home and I meditated. I meditated, finishing the completion of meditation, and after it finishes, when you say, no matter what happened today, I meditated, that's the moment where the mind shifts its focus from the problem to what you did about it and how you could be still in charge of your regular practice.
Hmm. Gives us a sense of accomplishment.
Accomplishments.
Hmm. And by any chance, can you share some details about like the mechanic of the body? What happens when we are meditating or when we have a regular meditation practice? How
Yes,
does it change inside our body before and
yes,
after?
yes. Depending on the choice of meditation that we take, if we are meditating on a mantra, the first effect of the mantra we see is the calming of the thoughts. It is directly linked with the thought plane. So the chitta vritti nirodha that we say in yoga, the vrittis become fairly less when the sound is induced, when you chant the sound. If we are playing a bell or an instrument during meditation and chanting along with the bell, you will usually feel that there are goosebumps around, and you feel a certain surge of prana in the body. So with changes in the frequency of the sound, not the mobile phone sound, like you blow a conch shell, excellent way to uplift the energy immediately on the day we are low is to chant the mantra and then play or then blow a conch shell. Conch shell is a a very natural musical instrument. What it does is it elevates the prana, it elevates the state of being and the state of mind. So, making the conch shell a best friend when it comes to sound meditations. If we are meditating on the breath, we realize that the stress which is in our feet and our limbs and our fingers, that is relaxed. So, all the contractions of muscles become eased out. The crease of the muscles is, removed completely through meditations on the breath. Then, when we meditate on a form is going to a temple or any deity of our choice and meditating on the form of the deity, there is a surge of emotion in the heart. So it directly works on our emotional well-being, how we are feeling that day. That emotional uh, ease out or that release of emotions takes place in form meditations. That's why we usually take the pictures of our gurus, very important, or any deity, family deity which we have been seeing since childhood, or visiting a nearby temple, or simply going to an ashram or next to the river near water. All of these meditations work on the heart chakra, opening and release of emotions. And meditations, some meditations which are catharsis induced, like the Osho meditations, they can be a way to rise over trauma after a certain point. We can have a good teacher of Osho meditations in the tradition, and they help us rise over any closed emotions that are blocked in the throat chakra. So through, if we remember the first Lalita meditation, we had the ragas to open the throat chakra, and we were just chanting for a while. So any meditation that induces catharsis will help us speak up or talk. Osho meditations are a good uh, way to help us release the stored trauma. Then art and dance. Finally, when we talk about use of colors uh, improves the working and the function of the brain. Whether you do it in a mandala art, or you paint, or you do a colorful knitting, or you're doing pottery, or any kind of art we do, simple coloring with pencils or water, every single day repairs the neurological structure of the mind, because every color has its own effect on the mind. Especially when we are doing gardening also on different flowers that we grow, they also have the similar uh, effect on the. Then the dance or the movement meditations remove fear. If one wants to remove fear of the heart, any movement or any form of dance, that is, we're talking about performing arts, like playing a character in a drama, being completely one with that character, meditating on that character, it removes the fear from the heart. So when we do, now there is one of the blind schools that we are associated with teaching the scriptures, we always ask them to enact the role from Mahabharata or any of the epics. This usually helps them remove the fear. So somebody is enacting the role of Arjuna, they are going to say the verses of the Gita which Arjuna has said. And in the moment when they are actually performing those, it is also going to be a part of the Lalita program. The same way. So when they are chanting it, they usually see that any fear of the mind is removed quickly. So the dance or performing meditations, performing art are very, very helpful in removing anxiety, uncertainty, and fear in the heart that we are carrying for a long time.
So it feels like there are so many different ways of meditating.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
Someone is asking in the discussion, how can one identify which meditation they need the most?
By practicing all, at least 2 to 3 times. So we should never have the like and dislike when it comes to meditation. We must be open. Just we must remember with whom we are meditating and what time we are meditating. We should not meditate around the menstrual cycles much. It's good to meditate after the menstrual cycle is over, sixth day onwards. So that is the time where the mind is having balanced energy. Body is having balanced energy, so we can see the subtle differences between different practices.
Mm. So meditation can help us clarify the mind, release the blocked emotions, and many other intangible things. Can it also have an effect on our physical health?
Yes. When we start meditating and there is balance and harmony felt at the level of mind, the body starts feeling very good because our ovaries don't know anything outside of us. They can't see the world. They can't see what kind of makeup we put on. They can't see our face. So ovaries are not able to see how we look every day. They are simply able to understand what happened after we went through the day and how did we come back home before we go to sleep. So meditation improves the state in which we enter the sleep, the state in which we eat our food, and the state in which we drink water.
Mm.
These three very beautifully balance the osmotic pressure on the cell, our cells, that is the water that it holds, and thereby cleansing of the hormones takes place very well because we have slowed down, the fertility starts improving over a period of time. It takes 3 months to understand the effect of meditation. That's why we say every year, take 3 months out for brahmacharya, that is abstinence. Even if we are in grahastha ashram, we are married, we have partners, we will follow complete abstinence. In the first month, we go through detoxification of the body through shatkarma or panchakarma, and we take a very simple diet. Second month, we do rigorous hatha yoga and pranayama practice to cleanse the nadis. And third month, we go for silence or meditation retreats. So, cleansing of the toxins of the body, cleansing of the energy channels, and then cleansing of the mind. These three are necessary to support the meditation we are going to do year long. And only when these 3 months are devotedly set aside, we see the benefit at the level of physical health. Annamaya kosha is recharged, and we see differences in fertility.
So this is for our individual improvement, the effect of meditation. Um, what effects have you noticed on women who meditate regularly in their families? Because we are all part of our systems, different systems.
Yes,
Some people are
yes,
living with their husbands or on their own or with friends. Some live with their
yes,
families. It must
yes.
have an impact on their environment.
Yes. The first thing that happened is they said, I don't care. They learned to say that out loud. I do not care. I do not care about them because I have started caring for myself enough. So I can easily take a step behind and not force them to agree to what I am saying. So when a woman meditates, she is in much more compassion with herself. She doesn't blame herself. She doesn't say that it was her who did something wrong. It could be in a challenge with the family or with the partner or at workplace. She is confident that she did not do anything wrong, and that just changes everything for her. She does not beat herself up for any situation that unexpectedly comes up after meditation.
Hmm. So in a way, it removes the guilt out of our life. It must change a lot of the group dynamics when we
Yes,
gently invite guilt to leave the chat.
yes, yes, certainly, yes.
Hmm.
And we say that global healing takes place when women start meditating because here in yoga we consider Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The entire world is a family, and there is no family system without a woman. Family means familiarization with the world. The mother is responsible for familiarization of the world to the child. She familiarizes the child or children of the family with the world. So without the woman, there is no familiarization. So mother's role here we see, or womanhood in general, when womanhood is turned into motherhood, she's not only the one who is the creator, but she's also the one who introduces the child or familiarizes the child with the world. Now, if she is not uh, in the complete understanding of the natural process of giving birth or adoption in any way, if she embraces motherhood, meditation becomes much more stronger. Or she puts herself in a role where she is taking care of the young generation because she's a creator by nature. She will fix and create a new human. She will fix and create other people around her. So that opportunity is very, very important to experience complete femininity or womanhood.
So in a way, women are like the seed of society. They are
Yes,
composing, they are the source
yes,
of each
yes, yes,
societal units.
yes,
So if more women meditate, then it could completely reshape broader communities and
yes,
then international communities.
yes. Because a thoughtful woman is a dangerous woman. When she has her own thoughts and she starts creating out of those thoughts, she has the power to change everything around her. And that starts with the next generation that she's a role model to. She can mentor. I always say, if some families don't wish to have children, always mentor youth. Always mentor girls going to colleges. Help them meditate. Take meditation sessions in the college. Women professors play an important role when in setting the right examples for women around or girls around. And they are not in a state to listen to us. So when they are undergoing some kind of consequence of their actions, when they are in some kind of suffering, just be available to help at that time.
Hmm.
Create a space where other women can come and speak to us about the challenges that they are going through, young women. And that's how then, when they are ready, we are able to share more things with them. So familiarization, femininity goes together. And familiarization is family, and world itself is a family. It is a one complete family.
And what is the role of men in all of this? Because men are also half of the population and they
Yes,
also have a big leverage power on the world.
yes, yes.
What is their position here?
Only to support femininity. They can't do what women can do. Women can do many things that men can, but the man may not be uh, well suited for the woman's role. It's difficult to be in a woman's shoes than to be in a man's shoes. So
Hmm.
to be in a woman's shoes is not possible. So their only role is to allow that freedom and space to femininity around them to have their own thoughts and exercise their own thoughts. We have many successful cases in India of women's groups, self-help groups who have become the best of businesses in India. Village women, they have just come together like all of us are meeting right now. And each has their own expertise. They form their own self-help group and they actually did put it across to the world that when women work together in tandem with one thought, they can reach globally. They can have their global reach and they can be the strongest competitor in all fields, in all businesses. So we must encourage women to be lawyers, more doctors, journalists, fields that require to defend someone, to have justice somewhere, to have some kind of voice, stronger voice. And in the families also, we must know that the modern day woman needs a role in the family. She has a role at workplace, but she doesn't have a role at home. So she needs a designation or role, and like we have our clear-cut roles in the workplaces, a clear understanding of her role in the family and things that she is going to exercise must be the future. Women must be able to say, if I'm in a marriage, this is my role, this is what I can give, and this is what I'm going to do about. This is the
Hmm.
limitation. There is no gray area. When she meditates, it becomes more easy for her to help others tune to her thought
Hmm.
or to sensitize others. Men don't get the opportunity to be sensitized. By the time they grow up, they are sensitized about other women in their life, not their mother. And unfortunately, the generations we've seen, last generations, they've gone through major wars and trauma. So insensitivity towards the softness of the femininity has been lost. So we have to remind them and say, no, this I cannot do. Even if we can, we must say, this I cannot do. I'm sorry, you have to take up a lead here.
It takes a lot of strength as a woman to be very firm and clear about no, this I will not be able to do. Like to
Yes,
induce respect towards sensitivity.
yes. So women must form their own groups in the offices as well to be on the same page. They must have families also where women are together. The newer generation. I'm not talking about women of, who are in a leadership roles in the families or the senior women. Or we're not talking about women who are in their menopause ages for now. We're talking about women who are raising children or who are new to the families. They must have their own same standards of operating that family together. So, family must not be viewed as somewhere we go to, but family must be viewed as a system that is going to be benefiting everybody else. So, women must introduce family as a system first. They must see it as a system. They
Hmm.
must see it, they are the CEO of that entire system, how they run it. And they must be able to say it out loud. I'm doing this in this system for this family. So you are not doing a favor by contributing to it. You are doing a part as an adult in this house. All of you are adults. You are simply playing your part in the system. So family systems must be encouraged, not just families.
Hmm.
Like a family which meditates together in mantra chanting. In yoga, we find the mentions of Homa and Havan, fire rituals or fire ceremonies that families go through together. And every day they chant Nitya Homa. Now, all family members, if they're chanting a mantra for 20 minutes straight, all of them have come to the same vibration. So there are no conflicts in that family. Why? Because they have all attuned to the same kind of vibration for 20 minutes every single day. So neither there is thought conflict, neither there is verbal conflict. So meditating together as a family must be the core of that family system. So meditation must not be a place where she has her own mat and goes to her room. It must be put across until there is surrender to it that I am a member of this family. And to keep this family happy, I'm going to need all of us to meditate at the same time every evening, 20 minutes.
And what would you say to a young woman who doesn't believe meditation could make a big difference in her life?
We will tell her not to meditate then, but we will tell her to cultivate a hobby which is slow.
Hmm.
Like sometimes students say, when we say we are meditating, people think we have some challenge. So I want us to have a new term, trending term, slow life, hashtag slow life or slow living. Start with slow living, it will become meditation.
Hmm.
So
In
slow living must be encouraged in the teenagers.
hmm. In that way, meditation can be everywhere. When we're cooking, when we're cleaning, when we're
Yes,
writing
yes,
something,
yes,
when we are
yes,
working, as long as we are focused on something and fully present, then we
yes.
can consider this as meditation.
Also, women must use technology to connect with each other. So in this group, if there are two artists, they must share with each other a Canva account. So they can create their own designs and portfolios together and they can help each other grow. If there are two or three poets or writers in this group, they should make a collaborative Word document and keep typing out of it. So, what we are missing is the power of unity as women. We feel hesitant to invite somebody. We take a too much pressure of what the other person will think, and it's too much for me. Nothing is too much. Staying alone is too much for us. We must be girls first.
Hmm.
Until the girl in us is completely healed and she feels safe, the woman will not express herself. properly. So, having the courage to ask for friendship, to create those documents, to have feminine synergies coming together, or just in this group, we can have, some of us coming together and leading a chanting class for one day. We can have 7 different chants of 7 days, and we can come together and do that chanting practices, even if we are miles apart in the world.
Hmm. And having strong solidarity network was already our strength long, long time ago.
Long time back. Yes,
Back in the
yes,
times, it was the ground, the root of
yes,
our
yes,
all of
yes,
our societies, regardless of the culture. And now it is
yes.
also the strength of our present and our future. And it's true that we have kind of lost this sense of community outside of family.
Yes. So we have to take steps to rebuild it. Like I hear from the last generation of the family that whoever their friends were, in a week, one day my grandmother would cook food which her friend liked. None of the family members liked it, but she cooked it so she could send a piece of it, just send a casserole to her friend across. And she also received a casserole from different friends. Then one of her friends didn't like cooking, but she liked making scarves for the winters. So all of that group had one scarf each coming from, the person who liked doing it.
Mhm.
So these ways where we can uh, see that what work we do is appreciated and valued is very, very important. And for that, we must put aside the selfish thought first in femininity. Femininity is family, first family. The gender we are born in is our first family. Mother is our first family, sister is our first family, aunt is our first family, grandmother is our first family, school teacher is our first family, the female professor at college is our first family, the woman police is our first family, the salon artist is the hairdresser is our first family. Now comes father, then comes the partner, then comes the brother. So creating the family in the gender first,
Mhm.
acknowledging the role, and not going in different areas where the energy is distorted, suddenly clashing with masculinity, but exploring relationships in the feminine realm first, understanding why they are the way they are without judging them, understanding something good that they have acquired throughout the years and mindfully taking it from them so we can preserve it in the next generation. So if we have about 5 healthy relationships with women, anywhere, they could be in the family. See, women have been deprived for so long, they feel competitive all the time with each other, even in the family systems. But 10, 12 years, if you're in the same family, people get to know you better. So don't expect everybody to, like what you're doing in the initial 3, 4 years. This is something you're signing up for your later life. And the old age for the woman is much more beautiful than the old age for a man. The youth of a woman is for the world, but her old age is the time when she is going to not care about anything else. So it's the time of friendships for her. Old age here, I would mean starting from 55 for us.
Hmm.
So the efforts that we take here actually give us a lot of peace of mind and thereby keeping us healthy internally, emotionally, and physically in our old age.
Is there a connection between this shift around 50 years old and the menopause?
Yes, there is. That's why I say so.
Hmm. In
So
what way?
we need help around the years of menopause. And if we have cultivated good friendships and we are meditating together as women, it's easier to go through that phase because you have somebody to talk about it and who is willing to listen to you.
Hmm.
And they will help to soothe us. They may not give a solution, but it's much more easier to talk to our feminine friends than to children or than to partner or than to anybody else at work.
So, if let's say millions of women start meditating on a regular basis,
Mhm.
what kind of future do you imagine 20 years from now, all around the world? What could it
Guilt-free women. Guilt-free women.
be?
They will not feel any guilt, and they will say that I didn't sign up for this. It happened, but I didn't play any part in this. So this confidence and this guilt-free energy of the feminine will strengthen. It will help her restructure and rebuild her own identity for the times to come. We don't know what is the nature of life 20 years after for now, but whatever it will be, it will be helpful in helping her free herself and not uh, you know take the burden of anything that is happening outside.
Mm. And what could happen in their families also? Because we would have guilt-free women, but then what about the rest of the world?
One generation will be difficult because they will not understand why the woman in the family is, she is not anymore being much deeply affected. It takes one generation to correct something, sometimes two generations. But then, if we do this in our generation right now, next generation women will know what is okay, what is not okay. What is, we have seen our mothers caring too much for people. All of us have, and what people say. And as a result, it has been subconsciously embedded in our thoughts as well, that how will my action affect the others? As long as I'm following my yaman yamas, I'm doing every action as a right action.
And
Yaman yama are the foundation.
then I guess all the men would follow
They
this
do. They do. They
chain.
do. They do. Yes. So if women say, I'm not going to spend 40,000 rupees on makeup every month, I have a certain body type. I have hormones that show up on my skin. I have hormones that thin my hair in my 30s. So you have to be okay with my body without objectifying it. I will try and I will remain healthy. That's a promise. But to remain picture beautiful always, not accepted, not possible. So when women are going to stop being scared of being on camera or anywhere without makeup or speaking to people, without any kind of too much getting ready for them, I think the men will have the subtle message understood. But it must come in groups. Even at workplace, we want us to go to workplace with a nice simple braid, hair oiled because our hair go through a lot of thinning. We need to have clothes which are breathable, cotton fabrics, clothes which help us breathe, which may not outline the hourglass figure we may have or we may not have, but we are not going to suffocate to fit into a certain kind of clothes. Even if we fit into them, we will choose to have breathable clothes and first have the skin and the body free of the cloth bondage. Footwear, flats which are suitable to any height God has given to us. We shall have our workplace with little bit of feminine touch. Our system, it could be our computer, it could be our space in our own way. So how women show up to office, how women show up in meetings. We don't require to wear the gears that men do, even for presentations. We can have any simple formal attire. It could be Indian or it could be any cultural attire. So, making cultural attires a comeback and innovating in cultural clothing. Like one of the saris I saw now, it can be worn in a minute, like a skirt. So, inventing in existing cultural options in clothing that we have, not selling uh, expensive bags. Expensive bag, which means you're telling the woman to be rich and to have some money in that bag as well. You're highlighting the purse. No, she can have a very simple cloth bag with her wherever she goes. It can be innovative. She can have a woolen bag, woolen purse made out of natural materials. So, first we need to stop our image as gatherers. Women have become gatherers. Men also shop, but they think women shop more. They think all these objects in the world are made for women. We must stop that at once. We are not gatherers of objects. And we
So,
just have few more minutes, 16G. We have
yes.
children's class in a while. Yes.
So, just to conclude this session, meditation can start as simply as taking a break and
Pause.
taking,
Pause. Yes.
and then it would help us realize to respect ourselves, to respect our boundaries, respect our the directions that we want to take, and to be less distracted by useless things as attires and things that do not
Yes,
reflect who
yes,
we are truly.
yes, yes, yes. We can sit in the corridors, we can sit on staircases, all places that we are in, we must feel those places. We must be comfortable to be sitting down, or the Muladhara Chakra, very, very important for the feminine to sit in the Malasana or just to sit down. Sitting down in a very beautiful way. The way we sit must look careless. People would just go around and say she doesn't care the way she's seated in the house. Don't sit on the sofa. Sit on the floor of your own house. Let people of the house watch us sitting down on the floor. It's a different kind of message when we sit down, more grounded in every way. So, as simple as this, sitting down. Meditation will start with taking a pause, sitting down, connecting with colors, and the different 10-15 ways we can choose objects of meditation, including art and dance we discussed. We can go through any of those.
So these are the things that we'll be able to deepen with you in the Lalita program, which is a
Yes,
9 month
yes,
9 month
yes.
program, all
9 months.
online for women only. Um,
Yes.
where Bhagyashree ji will be conducting meditation and yoga philosophy classes. And there will also be some asana classes and Ayurveda and art and healing sessions, all for women to feel more confident and more centered in their life so that they can consciously choose the life they want to experience. Do you want to add anything about the
No, that's
Lalita?
it. Yes, for the Lalita program, we are taking registrations. So far, we've had good number of women coming in. We are looking at more real-time women who need this program and who are really going to help themselves and other people through the program. So if you think anybody needs this, or somebody who really needs a year full of preparation for life, 9 months preparation, it could be a young adult woman, a woman who's just started a new job, or she's going through different changes, or even yourself, if you, even as a yoga teacher, if you feel you want to go ahead with the Lalita, you can always write to us on the group. 16G will get in touch with us. So, Lalita, I will remind us once again, is a community. With every batch, more teachers will be added to the Lalita program in the future. There is also a conference in the Lalita program every year, all women's conference once a year in Rishikesh, where all participants of Lalita program are invited in research. We are doing research for women in respective fields. So, in the Lalita program, how to conduct this research, whatever domain you are in, that is also a support that we are giving at the professional level. So, if you are a yoga teacher, you must have certain R&D in your own field, research and the contribution that you have given to the practices of yoga. So, overall, changing the mindset of the participant, feminine participant, and making her more in power at her workplace, at her home, and her life in general is the goal of Lalita community. And meeting up like this next time, we can have a coffee meeting. All of us can have a beverage, tea or coffee or a green tea, whatever we take, and we are just going to show what beverage we are taking up, and we will take question answers as well. We still have 5 minutes if anybody else wants to have any questions. 7 to 10 minutes. 16G. We'll be taking other questions as well. Anybody, if we have any questions, please do ask. We will be happy to hear us.
You can ask your questions on the chat directly if you want.
Sorry, I unmuted myself.
Namaste, Nikita ji. Hari Om.
How are you?
We're doing good and happy to see you. Happy to
Yes,
see you. Delighted.
everything you said in this call, every word that came out of your mouth was so inspiring. I was so hooked, and I'm so happy that you are launching this program. And I'm genuinely more interested to understand more about this, especially the research part. Um,
Yes.
when is the starting date?
2nd of October. So we are starting on 2nd of October and concluding on Navaratri next year. So there will be conference in Rishikesh, all
Mhm.
women's conference. We'll have the details sent. It can be joined hybrid also, or we can come offline. It will also
Okay.
be like a small retreat or engagement we get to come together as women. and we
Mhm.
are going to have lots of publications. So we are not just women who are forming a community, but the time we have invested in this program must be productive at the professional and personal level both. So research and development is something we are going to have trainers. We are going to have experts from hospitals like Max, endocrinologists from AIMS, Rishikesh, who are going to come and discuss very simple ways and the medicines which we should avoid as feminine. Because one of the research I'm doing is medicines which are given to women specifically, and what is the impact of those medicines on the mental and physical health of women. So there is one of the doctors at AIM with whom I am collaborating on that. But I alone cannot do this because this knowledge is in my heart, Nikita ji. Nobody can buy knowledge from me. They can only take it from my heart because it will come out of love. So the compassion will bring out the knowledge. It is no more, where it can be
100% sure
sold
about
in the
that.
school also.
Yes. You carry that warmth and your tone and everything. That's what makes you you. So I'm very excited about this. One more question, then I'll leave the space for
Yes,
others to ask the
yes,
question. Is that so there will be fixed timings when these classes will be running in the next 9 months. So
yes,
there will be recordings, right? So if someone misses the class, they can then later on.
yes.
Okay.
Recordings will be there. So each one of us will be published as a researcher, whatever
Okay.
field it is. If we don't know, we will be trained, but at least one research paper we are writing. There is
Okay.
a society registered as Women's Spiritual Society through me.
Mhm.
So we are going to have publications and magazines in the future. All of us will be trained to be editors or write in articles slowly, slowly. But that will take some
Uh,
slow, some time, next 2, 3 years, because it's a man's world in which a woman is trying to hold
find
a
her.
lamp in her hand. So
Uh,
for that lamp, when all of us will hold it together, I think we will shine brightly and remove darkness wherever that we are.
Yes, thank you. And if you need any help from my side, you can also always reach me out with helping, mentoring, or anything.
Yes, I will, Nikita ji. Thank you so much. We do have your understanding of working at the university and with students, and we are definitely going to need your help. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
all.